Hello everybody. Sorry Shadow and I haven't posted a video in a while, but I ended up getting sick with the cove and it took me quite a while to get over it. But I'm back now and intend to start uploading some new content. Starting today with a large engraving of a Les Paul guitar. This is a technical drawing of all the dimensions needed to make one. The engraving is 26 inches wide and is done using the new Neje Max V2 laser engraver. I like the way this drawing looks and intend on putting it on the wall in my guitar room. Here is the assembled view of the Neje. As you can see, it's quite large, and I love this machine's wide format. It opens the door for so many ideas and uses that a typical engraver can't do unless you learn how to tile your work, which can be a pain to do. The Neje is a 10-watt machine, and so far in my testing and use, it is quite good. Having said that, there are some downsides to it, mainly the assembly. So here's the assembly manual, which consists of just a few pages with some tiny illustrations. I found it to be almost no use in helping assemble the machine. They do have some info on their website, but it's mostly useless. I ended up scouring the internet and YouTube to figure it out. I think this is an area Neje needs to put some effort into. However, considering the price point of this machine, I still think it's a good deal because once you do get it together, it's actually a very nice machine. It moves smoothly and it's very accurate. So this is basically all the parts that come in the box when you get the machine. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff there, and without any real instructions, this is quite a endeavor. And if you're a new beginner and this is your first laser, that I can see that being a problem. Here's some of the more interesting parts that I received with the machine. Starting with, it actually comes with a additional lens cover, which I don't think any of the machines I've ever had came with one of those. And then the next thing that it had is a solenoid so that you can turn on your air assist through Lightburn, which I thought it was kind of neat. But for me, it's just as easy to have my air assist plugged into an outlet with a switch and just flip the switch and there you go, it's on. And then the final one is this relay so that you can actually control other things. Again, you could control your air assist. I don't actually know what else would you use it for. I don't know. That's why I did not include them or install them on the machine. I didn't find they were necessary. But that doesn't mean that other people won't find a use for it, and it is kind of nice that they were included with the machine. Here's some footage of how the wheel assembly looks. It's a typical design. The belt goes over a pulley and then under the wheels. But it moves smoothly and it was accurate. Here's how the Z-axis works. You have a couple of thumb screws on the side here, so when you slide your module on, you can lock it down. And then it's adjustable up and down using this top thumb screw on the Z-axis, which is nice. I like it that way. It's better than just loosening a thumb and just raising and lowering it by hand. On the left side of the machine is where everything will plug in. It's fairly simple, but the fact that there are a few terminals that are exactly the same can make it a little confusing which one plugs in where. So that is again where the manual could really use a lot of work. Also, I would like to point out that there is no actual on and off switch on this machine. To turn it on is you simply plug in the adapter in the top right corner, and to turn it off is to unplug it. And here's a view of the laser module from the bottom, and the reason I'm showing that is because Neje says that the focus point is 3 millimeters from the bottom of that heat sink, But as you can see, the air assist nozzle sticks out at least 7 millimeters further than that, which makes the focus point of 3 millimeters from the heatsink impossible. I believe that what they intended to say is that the focus point is 3 millimeters from the bottom of the air assist nozzle. And that's what I actually use, and I was getting good results with that. And while I'm on the subject of focusing, there was nothing included to help with that. So I ended up printing my own spacer that was 3 millimeters thick, which ended up working out fine. And here's some footage of the drag chain system, which I actually really did like this quite a bit. It does do a good job of keeping everything organized and where you want it to be. Um, the machine kind of does look like it's a little messy, but in reality, it's not. Everything is pretty tidy and organized. I really did like this system. There's a drag chain that goes along the x-axis and also along the y-axis. And here's what the corner brackets look like, and they're quite beefy actually, and they do a good job of holding the frame together and keeping it square. And also, well, they were some of the easiest parts to assemble of the whole machine. And here's some footage of the machine engraving an image that is 26 inches wide. And here's what the finished engraving looks like, and I think it turned out fantastic. The camera doesn't really pick up the detail of the text, but it is perfectly clear and readable in person. It's 26 inches wide and I believe 9 inches high. Fantastic. I just love this wide format. I can just see all kinds of uses for it that you can't accomplish with a typical size engraver. Um, the machine does, like I said, it has its drawbacks with the assembly and the lack of instruction. But if you can get past that, it is really, for the price point, it's a fantastic machine. It's several $100s less than any other machine out there. And I definitely recommend it if you're a type of person who's good at assembly and figuring things out, then this could be a good choice for you. And that brings this video to an end, and I hope that you were able to get something useful out of it, especially if you happen to be interested in the Neji. And until next time, I hope you take care.